Hey friends, welcome to this week's video. Well, I mean, it's kind of faster than normal, but anyway, I just wanted to get this video out because over the next month I will be testing a pair of headphones, and I wanted to make sure that it's a clean month all of the days so I get a full review on it. But that's the reason why I'm getting this out so quickly. So this one will be a first reaction of opening the box, you know, feeling them on head, but it won't really go into the sound quite yet. That'll be for the full review that'll come afterwards. But the headphones that we're looking at are something I've been waiting for a while. Are these drop, because they're no longer mass drop, but drop THX Pandas, and they are built for the audiophile, and over ear, obviously wireless, super key, but they're supposed to be tailored to maximize the audio listening experience. So there's going to be some key differences from, you know, your Sonys and your Boses of the world, of that there's no ANC, because they didn't want that to impair the audio quality of anything. So as a result, it's very focused on the technology of the music rather than isolation through electronic means. So just something to keep in mind of, but I am going to start unboxing these, but we're going to go back in time from when I actually unboxed them the first time. So let's go. If you jumped into the early access, the Pandas came with a pretty dope t-shirt. They have some subtle branding on the back and showcase the blueprint of the headphone on the front. There were additional packages that included a boom mic, but I'll get into that later in this video. Getting back into the headphones themselves, they come in a sturdy black box that I was not so smooth in opening. The presentation layer had some subtle branding similar to the t-shirt, and a pull tab for access to the headphones in case. Putting the case aside for now, there's a small manual behind it which contains the specs, and I'll flash that just to get a peek at what we're looking in the coming month. In terms of the case, it's a hard case made of nylon and is decently sized. It's still slim enough to fit into my smallest backpack, but by no means is it a small carry. Inside is lined with your standard fuzzy cloth interior with a magnetic pouch for the included USB-C and aux cords. Opening the case reveals the beautifully crafted headphones. They're extremely understated and elegant looking. They look like they should have giant touchpads, but they don't. Again, the focus with these headphones are music rather than the latest convenience gestures and features. Despite this understated look, the Pandas take a lot of the best features from other headphones to make a cohesive offering. Initially on head, they feel very nice. I love the fact that the cups are simplistic and they removed any sort of crazy lighting or a multitude of buttons like you see on many other wireless headphones. All you really have is the USB-C port for charging, the aux port, and the control knob. I also like the placement of the knob because it prevents any mispresses and is perfectly situated for thumb control. That control knob is very much like Marshall's joystick control that they have on their over-ear headphones. It allows for holding sequences for power, single and double presses, and it can be flicked up, down, left, and right for playback controls and volume. This is one of my favorite control setups. Coming back to the headphone jack, this can be used either to manually plug in a device, or it can be used with a 3.5mm boom mic attachment. There is a slightly strange cutout that made me think that only the branded boom mic would be able to be used with this, which would have sucked because I missed that add-on. But luckily, my V-Moda Boom Pro was fine with it. It seems like it's working fine at least. This is something that I'll revisit in the full review. Moving on to the fit features, the Pandas are a combination of plushy and hefty, kind of like an actual Panda. The ear cups are comprised of a soft leatherette very akin to the Sony 1000X M3's material and loft. The ear cups articulate nice and smooth and can tilt. This allows for a very solid seal that enhances immersion and reduces noise leakage. The cups have a nice curvature and fit solidly with the headband. The headband is a very sturdy boy and is aligned with a silicone similar to the setup in the Neurophones. I like it, but many people that have longer hair may complain about snags. In terms of headband and adjustability, the Pandas are somewhat rigid in comparison to the other headphones. Both the Neurophones and the 1000X's have smoother adjustment operations, but the Pandas are a more firm and secure fit. There are also noticeable flexibility differences between the Pandas and the other two. The Pandas can bend and twist, but are significantly more rigid feeling. This probably contributes to the strong clamp on the Pandas. I will definitely have to see if this lightens up after more wear. Comparing the feeling of the Pandas to the other headphones, the Pandas feel more sturdily built, but they're also more rigid, as aforementioned. They are very present on your head. Between the clamp and the cushy ear pads, you get some balance, and it probably contributes why the seal is so good on initial listening. However, the Pandas do feel bigger on head compared to the other competitors despite having similar sized ear cups. There's just a noticeable sway about them, I don't know how to describe it. The other thing to note here is that these headphones on head not only just feel different because of how big the ear cups are and how tight the headband is, but also just weight. So if you're a big purveyor of over-ear headphones, you'll notice that, there's a consideration for long-term listening and head fatigue. So when we talk about this, the Massdrop Pandas, or THX Pandas, are the heaviest of the bunch. They are 375 grams. For perspective, the M1000Xs, the M1s, are 100 grams lighter. So that's why they feel so like nothing on your head. And then the Neuroloops, again, are heavier because of all the stuff inside of it with the auto acoustics. Those still are lighter than the Massdrops, or the drops, at 329 grams. So there is a fear that these might not be long-term listening, even though they are tailored towards audiophiles. So that's going to be my major thing that I'll test in the full review, but the weight was very noticeable the first time I put them on. I can already tell that these need some breaking in and some TLC to see how far I can take them. I'm looking forward to November and seeing what these beauties can do. So those were my first takes on these headphones. I hope that you appreciated the video. Again, I will be spending the next month going in and making sure I'm running these through the paces to make sure that it meets the audio quality, the feature promise, as well as I'm being able to travel with it and use it for my everyday use case. Because again, music's only as good as I can travel with it, so I like making sure that it's not going to be a one use case headphone. I do have a couple of those. Hopefully these aren't the case for this one. But again, I will be taking the next month to do that, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit to get the full review. However, in the interim, I will be shooting other reviews, so you won't have to wait for content. So you may see these in the background, but it'll take a month to get there. But I'll give you guys content in the meantime. I do want to keep up the momentum that we're doing. Again, appreciate you guys so much for 500 subs, and I am working on that 500 sub special. Just be a little bit patient. I'm trying to get it all together, find the cool comments and all that sort of stuff, but we'll get there. But yeah, if you guys are new here, please consider liking, subscribing, doing all the things that you normally do on a video that you like and love. And if you're returning, thank you for the subs as always. As always, I love you guys, appreciate you. See you soon. Peace.